Welcome back to Talk of the Town on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town for this Thursday, May 6th. I'm Gary Stevens. First Thursday of the month. This time we normally talk law enforcement with the sheriff of Allegan County, Frank Baker. He joins us via the Zoom connection from his offices in the old chair building, the old Hayworth chair factory in the north side of Allegan. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Gary.
Glad you are with us. And if you have a question for Sheriff Frank Baker, he'll be happy to answer it at 616-395-1450, 616-395-1450. Let me start first with something that you will be probably presenting a week from today before the Allegan County Board of Commissioners, and that is the annual report. What will be some of the things that you'll be presenting to the board when you have your annual report next Thursday?
Yeah, Gary, one of the things that I noticed when I put this annual report together, and I've done a few others, obviously, in the past in my first term, and I don't think I've ever seen anything that has impacted a report that it covers our entire year is what we went through last year with this pandemic. As I'm going through and I'm putting together the statistical analysis of things and looking at trends and that just about everything came with a caveat of this was greatly impacted by the pandemic. And just to start off with, though, I'd just like to just really give a shout out and a thanks to all of our staff. Looking at what we were able to accomplish last year with the challenges that we faced and the stress that they were put under, I couldn't be more proud of them. We began the year when the pandemic started without the PPE that we needed, the personal protection equipment, and not anticipating something to this extent would occur. We reached out to a lot of our vendors and the community, and they were very generous with donations. We were grateful for all the antiseptic, the hand sanitizer, the face masks, all the PPE equipment that came from a lot of different locations. Some of it from like Perigo that we have here in Allegan, and it really made a big difference for us because with the stress and the fears of the unknown, when we knew very little of this, and when they had that provided, it definitely made the staff feel more assured that we'd get through this. So I do want to thank them. But looking at the year, obviously one of the things that was a challenge for us is providing the road patrol, just being able to enforce our motor vehicle code. And looking at what we had experienced in previous years and what we anticipate typically, we started off the year, in January and February, basically looking at some very mild weather. Our traffic citations in motor vehicle contacts with the public were up because people were driving a little faster than they probably should, those kind of things. But then you see it drop right off to basically nothing when the pandemic took off. So our numbers were greatly impacted by that, which is kind of to be expected.
Now, Sheriff Baker, the report is one thing, but that's putting it in numbers or try to put it into something tangible. What about the intangible? What positives and maybe what challenges came over the last year? Well, to a certain extent now, we're getting to 15 months. That'll be later this month since the outbreak really hit. What positives and what negatives have come out of policing over the past 15 months or so?
I think one of the things that we really learned to and we're kind of required to embrace is technology. Much like you and I are talking today, I never would have dreamt that 16 months ago that you and I would be holding this interview this way. Normally I would be driving up to Holland, and which I enjoy doing, gets me out of the office. And gives me a chance to come out, and especially this time of year, to see the tulips and visit. And I never would have thought I'd be sitting here talking on my iPad to you and doing a radio interview. And it's those kind of things. I mean, I was one of these people that I've been around here a while, so technology was kind of foreign to me. Some of it, just even something like conference calling. I'm just wanting to pick up the phone and use it. So yeah, learning to use technology, I think, has been one of our challenges, but we've been able to embrace it and probably become more efficient in a lot of what we are doing and able to use our time a little more wisely maybe than what we would consider as downtime or wasted time with travel and such. So, I think we're doing things a lot more efficiently now. We're having to focus on maintaining our standards within the facility. I think we're probably in a better place as far as any future outbreaks. I mean, a few years ago, we were dealing with the H1N1 flu, and we felt at that time, be successful in keeping it from getting in our facility, but we did not do anything near what we do now. So I think we're in a better place just to keep the overall population of inmates healthy, which of course means our staff is going to be healthier, which means we don't have the loss of productivity by people being off sick. So I think we're going to benefit a lot that way. I think that as we move forward, we're going to be more, cognizant of just how something like this can affect us, and we'll be better prepared next time.
If you have a question for Allegan County Sheriff Frank Baker, he'll be happy to answer it at 616-395-1450, 616-395-1450. Let's touch a little bit about technology, and I'm going to touch upon something I chatted with your colleague in Ottawa County last week, Steve Kempker, and I'll bring it up with you. Sheriff Kempker said that he got a little surprised after coming back from a week off last month, and that his department will be getting body cams and dash cams installed and probably have everything implemented and ready to go by late fall. Where are we at in Allegan County in that regard? Is that something, get us caught up to speed? Is it something that it's in the future, or is it now? To be honest with you, I'm going to go and plead ignorance. Right now, I don't know.
Well, you're not alone in that. I think most of the public just assumes that we have that technology because it is kind of widespread. And I mean, every day we're getting requests for things such as body camera video, and we don't have that. But we're very fortunate that we've been working for years now with a request to get that type of equipment. But it's very expensive. It's something that is going to have a long-term cost because we have to store that data. And then, of course, there's some personnel issues because someone's got to review all that and redact that, and prepare that for different requests that may come in for that. So we've been very fortunate that working with our Board of Commissioners and our county administration that for this budget year that we're currently in, they have approved a project for us to get the body-worn cameras. So we have a project team put together. It's being led by someone from county administration and project management. And then we have a couple of our key people involved. Captain Matthijs predominantly is one of the key people that's working with that project. And hopefully we're going to be in a similar position by, I don't want to say necessarily this fall, but we are moving forward with it. We are approved to make the purchases. It's just, going through the steps of making sure we make the right purchases that will take us to the next really level of policing as far as being able to have our people accountable for what they are doing and to also protect them, because obviously there are times when people assume or make accusations that maybe they're not responsible for. So we think it's going to benefit the community. We think it's going to benefit our officers, and we think that it's a big step for us, and we're very happy to be able to take that at this time.
616-395-1450 if you have a question for Allegan County Sheriff Frank Baker. I'm going to throw a little something out. It's like maybe it's out of left field, but let's see. Allegan's looking into body cams and Ottawa's looking into body cams pretty much at the same time. Would be interesting if you, and I'll use a figure of speech, you and Sheriff Kempker get together and saying, okay, we're going to go to all these companies and saying, okay, we give us a bid, and you can give us a bid for each of us individually, or we'll work together and maybe you can get us a better discount deal because you'll be dealing in wholesale instead of on retail.
Well, that's not something that's out of the realm, and I haven't actually talked to Sheriff Kempker about it. I didn't realize he was in the same spot we were, because these things kind of sometimes do happen kind of fast. And once the approval's finally made, because I can tell you, it's something we've been asking for years. And, to the point of typically, we get even kind of lackadaisical in making the request and really putting together a project, concept for them, because we kind of anticipate the no. But this year was we were very blessed to be able to say that we got the okay to go forward, and sounds like Sheriff Kempker has as well. So I'm sure he's happy about that, and I'm sure that's something that, not knowing, I think I'm going to have my staff reach out to his that are working on this project and see if there is something maybe we can work together on.
Yeah, sort of save the taxpayers of the entire region money and have the best possible service. And for one vendor, hey, I can have 2 counties instead of 1. That.
Yep. No, it's a good concept to think about, and we try to work with our neighbors like that, especially with different philosophies in law enforcement. Nobody likes the idea that you drive across a certain road and then things are handled differently. We kind of work together to make sure that we're kind of providing an overall West Michigan philosophy for law enforcement that fits the community, so that the community isn't concerned about maybe crossing a street and being treated differently.
All right, we'll talk more about those body cams in a future conversation, and of course, next Friday is our scheduled chat with Allegan County Commissioners Jim Story and Dean Kappinga here on Talk of the Town, and probably we'll bring that topic with them as well. Frank, I want to bring up a couple of topics. One you sort of briefed a little bit about, but I want to add this. We got a note tonight within the past hour from the from the State Department of Transportation. There'll be a short 15-minute total closure for crane mobilization tonight, Thursday night, between 10 and 10:30 this evening on southbound US 131 at M179. That is the 129th Avenue exit. And this is stemming from the fact that 129th is going to be closed at the railroad tracks east of the Gun Lake Casino starting at 5 o'clock this Monday, and it'll go on through December the 17th. And it's all part, Frank, and we've discussed a little bit about this last month when we chatted about the reconstruction of that 129th Avenue US 131 junction. It's been around for 60 some years. It's time to get it updated.
Yeah, it sure is, Gary. I mean, the infrastructure there was designed and built long before with the economic development that's occurring there in that area, specifically the casino was in place. And with the new influx of traffic and the concerns that we have and the concerns that the tribe has had for the safety of motorists and visitors to the casino, they've been instrumental in working with the state to fund this project. And we're excited about the changes that are being made, because it's one of those areas where we routinely were being called to for accidents. As anyone's familiar with that ramp knows, you ramp off the freeway at 70 miles an hour. And of course, when that was designed, you ramped off at 55 miles an hour. And with that sharp corner there, it wasn't uncommon, especially when the weather was a little tricky, to find the people ended up in the median or in the ditch. So it's something that has been a long time coming. And unfortunately, one of the things that happens with the major construction project like that is you're going to have some delays and shutdowns. And one of those is going to be tonight. So if you're thinking of visiting that area, you might want to find an alternate route, because I'm imagining 15 minutes of a complete shutdown in the southbound is going to back up traffic for quite a ways.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a pain in the you-know-what, and especially people want to go gaming with our friends from the, I'm not going to say the whole thing. Sorry there, James Nye, the Gun Lake Band over there. Yep. One other thing, and I just got this email, and it's not specifically a law enforcement thing, but the sheriff's department, I would think, invariably works sometimes hand in glove with the Allegan County Road Commission, especially if there's an accident that, you've got to do some repairs. You got to work with the road commission, or you see a road that's not doing too well. Congratulations to Allegan County Road Commission Commissioner Larry Brown. He was elected as the vice president of the County Road Association of Michigan. It was effective at the end of the beginning of last month, but he's going to serve as the number 2 man for this County Road Association for the next year or so. And I would assume your dealings with Mr. Brown and the Allegan County Road Commission has to be a good one, because you're on the front lines and you could tell them, hey, we got a problem here.
Yeah, we work very closely with the road commission, especially when like incidents occur, like you mentioned. Occasionally, with things that happen, like right now, we're looking at an ORV ordinance that you may have heard about down here in Allegan County, and it's one of the things that we're working closely with the road commission on to address any concerns they have or we may have regarding safety. But incidents that occur like on the lakeshore, we got a section of Lakeshore Drive that is eroding and washing away, and it's a big safety issue for that community. And so the road commission is obviously consulted, and we have a good relationship with them, and we work with them closely at times just to try to make sure that our roadways, which we have a very large county, we have a lot of roads, a lot of miles of roadway, that they're safe as they can be.
Yeah, it's a good working relationship, and again, hand in glove in that regard. Near Pier Cove is going to be some work on that lakeshore project, and I have a funny feeling the part of it is because it's got eroded a little bit. We're starting to see that recede, but still, the after effects are still there.
Yep, and in fact, I was at a meeting last night down in Ganges Township regarding that construction project and some of the issues and concerns from the community there. Obviously, with improved roadways, one of the things that sometimes is a byproduct, which is not anticipated, or it is anticipated at times, but it's not, it's unfortunate, is sometimes people travel a little too fast once they get a brand new road that's smoothed out and sometimes widened. And in that area, obviously, there's a lot of congestion. You've got the Pier Cove Beach. You've got a lot of homes that are in close proximity to one another. And it's a beautiful area. People like to look out the window and maybe not be as attentive to the roadway, and it's a safety concern. So we're meeting with the community to try to help address some of their fears about the new roadway that's going to be happening in that area of Lakeshore Drive.
Between now and the next time we chat in early June, Memorial Day weekend and the start of the summer vacation season. Obviously, state police, county sheriffs, and local police will be very much busy during Memorial Day weekend, not only on the roads, but as we get warmer and warmer, it's going to be a busy time on the waterways as well.
Correct. In fact, I talked to our Marine Sergeant, Todd Wagner, who I know you're familiar with, and I know he was going to try to make it this morning, wasn't able to, but he's got a couple updates on some changes to the marine laws. So he'll be here hopefully next month with us to talk about that. And like I say, we always wanted to make sure that everyone enjoys our waterways, but that they do so safely. So we'll probably invite Todd to join us and talk about some of the things that you can do as a boater to make your time on the water safe and enjoyable.
That's on the boat, but on the roads, there's going to be more people out and about because we won't have the restrictions we had a year ago.
For sure. And everybody's anxious to get out. So it's one of the things that we're seeing and noticing is that these opportunities to finally get out and enjoy our community is going to kind of be taxing on us as law enforcement because of the fact we are going to see some increases.
One final thing, and I'm going to sort of circle back to the report that we talked about at the beginning. Obviously, some improvements and stuff like that. Another thing, and I've talked with Steve Kempker in Ottawa County about this, and I'll talk with you as well. Vehicles. Let's put it this way. The sedans, the old Ford sedans, they're not doing them anymore. Everybody's going to the SUVs, and you're going to have to sort of keep up with the times.
Yeah, we moved to the Explorer a while back, and after we did, I kind of wondered, why were we ever driving those rear-wheel drive Ford sedans and the Chevy Caprices and that over the years? And that's what we had when I started my career, and it wasn't uncommon for us to make real good friends with the record drivers because keeping those things on the roadways in the winters were a challenge. And fortunately, they were often there to help us out so that our supervisors wouldn't find out about a record bill that we needed to pay to get us pulled out of the ditch. But yeah, these new all-wheel drive Ford Explorers that we're using have made a huge difference in our ability to get to the community, to get to the public that's in need, to be able to respond to emergencies and to do so safely. Because if we can't get there, we can't help you. So that's our number one rule,
right. And you got to look for maybe new purchases from every 2 or 3 years too, right?
Yeah. And one of the things that we're finding out is we're getting these vehicles are lasting longer.
Yeah. Which is nice.
Saves us money in the long run.
We'll talk next month, Frank Baker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gary.
And that is Allegan County Sheriff Frank Baker on WHTC's Talk of the Town.